Hello everyone, welcome back to EVS class. My dear students, in the last session we have completed 8th number lesson of EVS, that is the Western Desert. Can you tell me students, what is the name of Western Desert present in India? Yes, very good. It is known as the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. What is the name of desert present in India? Yes, very good. It is called the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. Now, in today's class, we are going to learn lesson number 9, the coastal plains and the islands of India. Right? What we are going to learn? We are going to learn about the coastal plains and islands of India. My dear children, in this lesson, we are going to learn about two coastal plains of India. Okay, what we are going to learn about? We are going to learn about the coastal plains which are present in India, that are the eastern coastal plains and the western coastal plains. Right? Okay, so let us start. So here first we'll see section I think. In this section, the Morad, he is saying something to his friend. Let us read what he is saying. Meher, Rashi, I am off to Chennai. What he is saying? He is saying that I am off to Chennai. Then Meher asks him, why? Morad, I shall take a trip along the coast of Tamil Nadu. What he is going to do? He is going for a trip on the coast of Tamil Nadu. Then from there my friends and I am, what they are going to do? Wait a minute students. What they are going to do? Yes, he and his friends, they are going to take a cruise to Port Blair. Right? So Rashi asked him, where is that? Morad said, the Port Blair is the capital of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. What is the Port Blair? Yes, the Port Blair is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands capital. It is situated in the Bay of Bengal. Where is it? It is situated in Bay of Bengal. Then traveling along the coast is always fun for me. What he is saying? Traveling along the coast is always fun for me. Do you enjoy a trip in the coast? Okay. Then here we have one question, that is, Morad will be going on a cruise too. For what he is going on a cruise too? Yes. Do you know students what is meant by cruise? Can you tell me? Yes, very good. Cruise is nothing but sail in a boat or ship for sightseeing. Whenever we are going to see different sights, that time we sail in a boat or in a ship. It is nothing but cruise. So where Morad is going? He is going to an island. Right? Can you tell me students, what is island? Yes, island is nothing but a landmass which is surrounded by water from all sides. Right? Okay, so let us begin with the coastal plains. Here we'll learn about location and extent of coastal plains. In last two sessions we have learned along with map of India where the northern plains, northern mountains, then peninsular plateaus, desert is located. Now in today's class we'll find out the location and extent of these coastal plains. Here you can see in green color. This green color is showing us the coastal plains. Right, my dear children? Okay, so as I told you, there are two coastal plains located along the border of the Indian peninsula. As you know, this is the triangular shape surrounded by water from three sides is not known as Indian peninsula. And these coastal plains are located along the border of this Indian peninsula. This is the border of Indian peninsula and these coastal plains are located over here. Okay. Then as they lie between the Ghats and the sea or ocean. The eastern coastal plain is lie between Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. And here the western coastal plains, they lie between Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. Right, my dear children? Okay. So they lie between the Ghats and the water bodies, the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean that surround India's peninsula. They are divided into eastern and western coastal plains. Which are the two plains? Yes, very good. Eastern coastal plain and western coastal plains. Right? Here you can see these two eastern coastal plains and western coastal plains. Okay? Now we'll see a coast is where the land meets the sea or ocean. What is meant by coast? Coast is means where the land and ocean, they meet each other. Okay? The land and the sea or ocean, they meet each other. That point is known as coast. The flat, low-lying portions of lands lying next to seas are or ocean are called coastal plains. So what is meant by coastal plains? Coastal plain is nothing but the low-lying portion of land which is flat and lying next to the sea. Because of that we call it as the coastal plains. Right? This land is low-lying, flat and it is near to sea or ocean. Here you can see these lands are low-lying than the surrounding area. These lands are flat. Okay, so we call it as coastal plains. The word coast is not used to describe region where rivers or lake meet the land. The word coast is do not describe the lands. Here you can see Narmada river. So the land which is near to river is not coast. It is only the land near to sea or ocean. Okay. Okay. So here it is only used to describe regions where the ocean or sea meets the land. Then the next point is the western coastal plains are located between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. As I told you, these western coastal plains are located between Western Ghats and Arabian Sea, and these eastern coastal plains are situated between Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. Right? Okay. So here in this map you have to find out the rivers and states of western coastal plains which are given in the red color, and rivers and states of the eastern coastal plains which are given in blue color. So you have to write it down in your notebook. Right, my dear children? You can take help of this map which shows us the coastal plains of India. Okay? Now let us see eastern coastal plains. So, what are the features of eastern coastal plains? Can you tell me, students? Okay, very good. The eastern coastal plains are about 100 to 300 kilometer wide. They are wide about 100 to 130 kilometer. Okay. Then they have many deltas and a few natural ports. Now, what is delta? Do you remember that we have learned deltas? Yes. And what is meant by port? Port is an area of water where ships and boats stop. Okay. We can say that when we say airport, that time we know that their aeroplanes stop in that areas. So here ports are nothing but an area of water where ships and boats stop. Okay. In these eastern coastal plains, we have many deltas and a few natural ports. Do you know, students, why do the eastern coastal plains have many deltas and few ports? Yes, the eastern coastal plains are very wide. As we have seen here, they are wide about 100 to 130 kilometers wide. Okay, so this gives the rivers flowing from the eastern ghats towards the Bay of Bengal. The river which flows from this region, they meet to the Bay of Bengal. A chance to slow down on the plain. They also give that rivers a chance to slow down on the plain. As the rivers slow down, when that rivers slow down, what happens? They deposit silt, and this silt accumulates to form deltas. Okay, or this silt gather to form deltas. Okay, so here this is the reason behind why we have many deltas and a few natural ports in eastern coastal plains. What are the reason? Yes, very good. In this region, they give out the rivers flowing through eastern ghats towards the Bay of Bengal, and they also give a chance, as this region is have flat, low lying or plain, they give chance to rivers to slow down. Okay, and when the rivers slow down, that time what happened? They deposit silt means the soil which they brought along them. Okay, and the silt accommodates or it gather to form deltas. Okay, okay, now let us see next point. So here the sea level along the eastern coast is lower than sea level along the western coast. Okay, thus ships can reach the western coast more easily than the eastern coast. As we have seen, why there are many deltas? Because there are so many rivers, they get slow down, their speed decreases, and because of that they gather silt in that portion. Because of that silt, there is a landform named delta. Okay, and why there are so less ports? Yes, the sea level along the eastern coast is lower than the sea level along the western coast. Thus, ships can reach the western coast more easily than the eastern coast. Okay, as sea level is low in the eastern plains. So, what happened over there? Yes, very good. There, ships can reach easily. Okay, the western coast more easily than the eastern coast. So this region has fewer ports compared to the western coastal plains. Okay, now we'll see last property of eastern coastal plains, that is they have a hot and wet climate. they get rains during the monsoon season, right? They have hot and wet climate. Which climate is there? Hot and wet climate. And they get rain during the monsoon season. The southern part receives rains during the winter as well. The southern part, which is near to the Indian Ocean, is get rain during the winter season as well. Okay. Now let us read about western coastal plains, right? So here there are features of western coastal plains, such as the western coastal plains are about 50 km wide. In some parts of Kerala, they are about 96 km wide. As we have seen first, the eastern coastal plains, they were about 100 to 130 km wide, and in the western coastal plains they are about 50 km. They are smaller. Okay, they are not wider, they are narrow. And in some region they are about 96 km wide, right? Then the second feature is they have fast flowing rivers. Which type of rivers they have? They have fast flowing rivers. In the eastern coastal plains, the rivers were slow flowing. Okay, and in western coastal plains, the rivers are fast flowing. So here we can say that natural indent the nat here we can say that natural indentations and many ports, we can find here natural indentation and many ports were here. Okay, what we have here? We have here natural indentation and many ports, right my dear children? Okay, now see, they also have a hot and wet climate. They get more rain than the eastern coastal plains. Here also we have hot and wet climate. We can see here in eastern coastal plains also we were having hot and wet climate, and here in the western coastal plains we are also having hot and wet climate, right? They also get more rain than the eastern coastal plains. Okay, which type of rain we get here? The more than the eastern coastal plains. Okay, now see, why do the rivers on the western coastal plains flow swiftly? Okay, so here the reason is the western coastal plains are much narrower than the eastern coastal plains, so the river they get less space to flow. Also, the western ghats are steeper than the eastern ghats. As a result, the rivers in the western coastal plains flow swiftly. Okay? Do you understood up to this? Okay. So, what things you have to keep in mind? The difference between eastern coastal plains and western coastal plains, and also cities, states which are there in the region of eastern coastal plains and western coastal plains. Right, my dear children? Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. I hope you have understood all the points which we have covered in today's class. Okay, you have to write down difference between eastern coastal plains and western coastal plains in your notebook. Okay, we will see next point in the next session. Till that time, thank you.